To quote my good friend and compliance attorney Terry O'Loughlin, is there anyone in the automotive industry who still doesn't understand that payment packing is illegal? Believe it or not, I run into evidence on a fairly regular basis that would suggest some dealers still haven't gotten the memo. What is payment packing? The best succinct definition I can find comes from the National Association of Attorneys General Joint Resolution from 1999, where they define packing is the deceptive practice of misrepresenting monthly payments to consumers during auto sales and lease negotiations in order to facilitate the sale of automobile-related products and services. In other words, it's the artificial inflation of a monthly payment quote. That's pretty simple. If you don't do that, you're not packing payments. If you do that, you're packing payments. But there's a little wrinkle that some dealers apparently think gives them 12 inches of daylight to pack payments with impunity. And it might flow from another resolution from attorneys general, this time not the entire National Association, but 32 states and the District of Columbia. In that 2011 document, they define payment packing as an age-old auto salesperson's trick of quoting monthly payment prices under financing plans to consumers that include the cost of optional items the consumer has not yet agreed to purchase. Now, if that definition ended right there, it would completely agree with a prior definition from the National Association of Attorneys General. But they went on for one further clause, and I quote, "and without disclosing to the customer that the monthly payment quote includes such optional purchases," close quote. And that additional clause has led to no end of mischief in the dealership world. What do I mean by that? I mean this. There are dealers who embed products in the initial quote and later claim that they were fully disclosed. But that becomes a question of fact that needs to be proven. I have literally seen first pencil documents that list the total amount financed, MSRP, trade valuation, gap, service contract, title, taxes, battery fee, dealer fee, total. Notice how two F&I products were embedded in a long litany of what are otherwise normal charges. And that box that disclosed it on the first pencil was in the upper right-hand corner, such that a dealership employee, a salesperson, could slide that across the desk with his hand covering the service contract and the gap quotes. And then taking out the magical pen and pointing at what is the monthly payment, your eye, Mr. Consumer, is going to follow the tip of the pen. Nowhere on that document did I see any written disclosure that these products were optional and were not necessary to secure financing. So, how do you know if your quoting process is susceptible to claims of payment packing or not? It really is simple, and it comes down to that initial definition from the National Association of Attorneys General, the artificial inflation of a monthly payment quote. Stop it there. If your first quote is for the vehicle only, the amount financed only, at a representative term and a representative APR with no products, that should insulate you from allegations of payment packing. If the first pencil clearly identified as this is what it costs to buy the car by itself, that's how we avoid even the appearance of payment packing. What should the term be? A realistic term at your dealership. Don't make it 36 months. That's going to artificially inflate the monthly payment. If your average term is 60 months or 66 or 72, go with that. What is a representative APR? If you haven't pulled the customer's credit report yet, and at first pencil you probably haven't, then you can either use the rolling average at your dealership for the last 90 days, that can be cumbersome, or the Tier 2 rate from your captive finance source. That is consistent and it is defensible. Use a representative term, use a representative APR, the Tier 2 rate from your captive, and explain to the customer that this may go up or down based on your actual credit. But on that representative APR and this typical term, that is your monthly payment for the car and nothing else. Do that and you will avoid even the appearance of payment packing, and we won't see you in court. To drop the bow tie, this is Jim Ganther. Thanks for watching.